Agriculture on the move.
Agricole mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Good day again, viewers. Welcome to the program Agriculture on the Move. My name is Philip Sidney, your host. Today in studio is my guest. I know him as Barry Innocent, but I was told he's Andre Barry Innocent, who is CARDI's country representative. Welcome to the program, Mr. Innocent.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sidney. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I know you've taken some time off your busy schedule to be here. And of course, we're here to talk about CARDI.
Correct.
Caribbean Agriculture Research and Development Institute.
That's right.
Great. Tell us a brief history of CARDI, the responsibilities of CARDI in the region.
Okay, so CARDI was established actually through an extension of the arm of CARICOM. And at that time, that was 1975. At that time, there were only about 12 countries. Right now, we have 14 countries. The good news is St. Lucia was part of the first 12.
Okay.
Further down the road in 1977, St. Lucia opened its own CARDI office or unit. And at that time also, the St. Lucia unit was responsible or was the headquarters for the 4 Eastern Caribbean islands under the great leadership of Sir Cadix George.
Yes.
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 Great agronomists.
Definitely. That's
So-
what scientists do.
I'm telling you. So from then on, we have continued doing more work in terms of implementing the cause or the purpose of which we were instituted, which is basically to look at agricultural and food systems research. I say food systems because we are now going not just into raw material production. We are now considering across the value chain, from processing the raw material and doing other things. And we have trained scientists that can speak to those areas. So we now look at the entire food chain, and we're looking at the entire food system. And our role is to ensure that we provide research, impactful research that impacts the national and regional food security. That's the main role that we're doing right now. There's also an element of rural development in all of this, because as you know, most of our farmers are from rural communities.
Okay. Great. I also know that you have a youth development program.
Yes,
Tell us
yes.
about this.
Okay, so CARDI has been very passionate about the young people. When you think about things like succession planning, and when you consider the statistics are showing that a lot of our farmers, most of our farmers are aged farmers, getting old already. And CARDI, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, of course, was looking at the way forward and putting some focus on youth in agriculture. Last year, for example, we had this regional workshop on youth in agriculture, and through that workshop, we were trying to find out what is it the youth need as a catalyst, or what do they need that would help them, reinforce their contribution to agriculture. And funny thing though, one of the highlights was that the youth said, because of the economic atmosphere of the agricultural sector, they said that they were forced, some of them, to do full-time jobs and do agriculture part-time. And for that reason, one of the highlights that came out of the workshop, that regional workshop, was they were saying that they wanted an online training, because they said on evenings, on weekends, something they can listen to, because when the Ministry of Agriculture, CARDI, ICA, whenever we call training programs or training workshops, doing it during the daytime sometimes can prove to be a challenge for them, because a lot of them are doing full-time jobs and part-time agriculture. So CARDI now took on the responsibility or the charge based on that workshop that took place last year, and we are working on an online training platform for youth in agriculture. Currently, there is a needs assessment for that training platform. So right now, I think South Community College Agricultural Department, the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Education, we send them the correspondence or communication to have the youth fill out this questionnaire that asks the question in terms of what are their needs, what are the training needs for this particular online platform for youth in agriculture. So we are now picking up different elements of the survey, but we cannot come to any major conclusion as yet. But it seems to be leading towards a lot of modernization of technology. The youth are looking for where they can go on their phone and control irrigation, control fertigation.
Yeah, have an app for that.
Exactly. That's the kind of thing, the use of AI, use of drones. So we are looking forward to having received all the data to then move forward in making informed decisions as to how do we meet their needs in terms of their training needs, what area that they would want to actually attend, or what kind of trainings. So we are currently waiting on the full feedback from all the youth. We will be sending surveys also to Boys Training Center, Uptown Darling Girls Care, and Dr. Mason. We'll be sending it to her also. She sent it to her students. So we're waiting for the feedback to come back so we can have informed decisions as to the subject matters and how it should be done, that the youth would be appreciative of it and would participate.
Okay,
Yes.
great. I know for years there is the CARDI field station down in Larishus.
Yes.
A lot of research work has been done down there. I know you work in collaboration with many institutions, including the Ministry of Agriculture.
Yes.
I remember some years ago with the establishment of some tree crop program. I know I can recall we had a particular variety of avocado pear, the Fouetti, and that came in from the Israelis,
Right.
and just under CARDI, the umbrella of CARDI.
Right.
So we have been around for a pretty long time. The research field station in Larishus, I know you all did a lot of varietal trials when it came to yam production.
Yes.
Where are we now?
Okay, when it comes to yams, we are currently responding to what some of the stakeholders have said. Talking to the masses and some of the other supermarkets and the public at large, they're saying that when you go to the supermarket in the last couple of years, it's difficult to get a variety of yams.
True.
So CARDI has responded, and we put in place a project that came out of a program that looks to ramp up the production of yams in St. Lucia and also the multiplicity of varieties. So we're working with many collaborators, as you said. ICA has come strongly on board and is working with us in support of that. We also collaborated with CIRAD from Guadeloupe and also INRA from Guadeloupe, which are agricultural French research institutes in Guadeloupe. And through them, we got 10 different varieties of yams that we've never had before. One of the more interesting ones is the CIRAD 168 and the CIRAD 79. These yams, Mr. Sidney, are supposed to be able to resist severe drought, but also at the same time resist severe waterlogged conditions.
Wow.
So they can survive in the dry season, they can survive in the wet season, which is applicable for the current climate change.
Yes, yes.
Because the climate scientists are saying that they're expecting severe droughts in the future, and they're expecting also a severe waterlogging. So I'm happy for that, but we also got about 8 other varieties from INRA, a lot of hybrids. We got both the red flesh kush kush hybrid, the white flesh kush kush hybrids.
That's almost extinct, you know.
Yeah. But I got a good bombard from them.
love to get that.
But they were tissue culture. So we have placed them in the care of the Ministry of Agriculture Tissue Culture Lab, who is using them to do mass multiplication. And of course, with propagating and producing from a tissue culture plant is different from a mini set. Because with a tissue culture plant, you now have to look at doing what's called a seed bed.
That's right.
Because if you just take the plantlets and you put them in the ground, you will not get the normal size yams at first. What they'll give you seeds at first.
Then you can,
which is like a marble size type of yam.
Continue.
Then this one will be given to the farmers, which will then give you the normal size yams. So we are seeking to, by about August next year, we want to be able to distribute at least about 20,000 yam plants in St. Lucia. That should help to ramp up.
Yeah.
I know our Honorable Alfred Prosper is very passionate about that, and also our Honorable Emma Hippolyte was also very called me about it many times, saying that could happen. So I'm happy that it's actually happening. We also looked at about 8 different varieties locally. We have the local white yam, the local yellow yam. We have a CARDI white yam. We also have the local red flesh kush kush, the local white flesh kush kush, and then we have the Jamaican yellow, and then we have the local red yam and the local Portuguese. Now all these are at the Viticulture Lab, going through the mass modification process. But to make sure that our targets are met, we are giving some serious consideration and actually started to look into it already to do some mini setting also.
Yes.
So we can a kind of a combo effect. So we'll do the tissue culturing, and we also wanted to mini setting to ramp up. So farmers can have both mini sets and also have the marble size yams.
Correct.
So this is all happening, and we planted, we put some of the tissue culture plants in seed bed up until Monday this week. Some are placed there. So we're hoping in 6 months' time we'll have a supply, and the Ministry of Agriculture Tissue Culture Lab is working very enthusiastically with us.
Okay. I remember there was a few varieties. They were African varieties.
Yes.
The Belep and the Kilembayo.
Yes.
What is there a possibility of bringing those varieties back, because they were very good varieties?
They were
not taking long to cook. You know. Can you access those?
Well, we're working on that. We're working on that because whenever our other aspirations is to expand the germplasm bank or to expand the genetic varieties of yams in St. Lucia. So we go by marketing board sometimes, see what they have, but we also go out and see what farmers have. So we're trying to get it. Marketing board told me they have the not Jamaican. Marketing board told me this week they just got the African one you mentioned.
Okay, great.
So I am planning to get some from them,
Yeah.
so we can use some multiplication.
Especially there was the Yamatweng.
And the Caplo.
Yes.
The Caplo?
Yes. The Yamatweng is a nice yam.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. My favorite is the Kush Kush. I like my Kush Kush. I like my Kush Kush.
I love the Kush Kush, man. Both varieties.
Both varieties. I like
but that's
my
almost extinct. What about you mentioned the yellow yam, but I'm talking about what we call the yam matuta. The
Yes.
yam of all times.
Yes.
That is almost extinct, you know.
Yes, imagine we had a workshop last week, 2 weeks ago. We had a workshop where we brought the farmers in, almost the yam farmers. We brought them in, sat them down, and was explaining to them, training them as to how to handle the yam plants.
Great.
So when the time comes to distribute,
Yes.
that they will have an idea what to do. And even if they happen to get tissue plantlets, they will know what to do.
Right.
But at that workshop, the yam water came up, and I was telling the farmer that said he had it. I said, please bring it to me because it's a very important yam.
It is.
He promised me that through his extension officer, so I'm waiting, but I'm hoping he brings it in.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's a very, very nice yam.
They
Good
were,
culinary
yes,
potential.
correct. Because they were having problems with the propagation of that yam.
Yes.
Yes, I don't know what was
And
it.
research to be done on that
Yes,
also.
they need to do some research on
Yes,
that.
yes.
Definitely. Quickly, let's go into tree crop production, because I know CARDI has been involved with tree crops for many moons.
Many years.
I don't know whether you all are in sync with the tree crop program that the ministry is having. I'm not sure.
Well, we are in sync in a certain way. I mean, there are some crops we already was working on, so it comes part of what the ministry is doing. But we're also doing work on the coconuts, as you might know. We the ministry brought in the lethal yellow resistant variety. CARDI also brought in some also. But we also have what is called the Suriname brown dwarf. I don't know if you ever heard about it.
Yes.
Very prolific type of coconut. It bears very short, but at the same time, the nuts are many, but the nuts are huge, and the nuts have lots of water and jelly.
Okay.
So we are currently trying to propagate it.
Okay.
My good workers on the farm at CARDI station, they are trying to now collect the dry nuts. We want to have at least 200 plants ready soon. We'll give the ministry 100 to put at their plant propagation station, so they can have that to give to the public.
Right.
We'll also have another 100 at our field
So
station.
it's strictly a water nut?
No, it can do dry, but it's preferred more for fresh because of the amount of nuts and the amount of water, especially it has.
Okay.
Yes. It's a very nice coconut. When the Jamaica Coconut Board representatives came to St. Lucia and they heard about it, they came and see it. And they were so impressed. They said they're looking for that everywhere. And as far as they thought, it was only Suriname that had it. I don't know how exactly it got in our hands, but a farmer brought it to us and we took it and we planted it. And when we saw what it brought forth, we decided we're going to do mass modification in terms of keep collecting dry nuts and replanting. A very nice nut. We're also doing work on breadfruits.
Yes.
We have, right now we have about 35 breadfruits of different varieties. We also have
35 varieties?
Yes, no, 45 breadfruits, but they're made of different varieties, not just one variety.
Okay.
White flesh, yellow flesh. We also have about 15 bread nuts. You know, bread nuts is closely related to breadfruit. Yes. We also have a mixed breed.
Yes, I do not
you know what that one?
Yes.
We have a mixed breed that
Very interesting.
producing a breadfruit
with nuts inside.
With bread nuts in it.
Nuts inside, yes.
So we have always on that. We do not yet, but the purpose really is we want to show farmers that you don't have to let your tree get so tall.
Exactly.
So we're going to be pruning these and then bringing farmers in to show them and demonstrate to them how they can prune the breadfruit tree. So they can just sit down on the ground
Of course.
if they have to, and basically, and pick their bread nut. So after they go and climb and break their legs or fall. So we're working on that. They're growing quite well. We use macamboo and also planting to intercrop them to provide some kind of shade.
Yeah.
But they're growing quite well. And of course, we do a lot of work on passion fruit also.
Yes.
And we supply loads of farmers with passion fruit plants, and we continue to do that. We also doing work on the vegetables, because we heard that climate change is affecting a lot of farmers. You have problems where some areas close to the coast, you have where the sea level is rising, so you have the water coming in. So we didn't work on saline resistant plants, but more so on heat resistant plants.
Okay.
So we're doing that work with the World Vegetable Center, which is headquartered in Taiwan. And through them, we have had heat-resistant tomatoes, heat-resistant peppers, including sweet peppers, chili peppers, habaneros, and also onions. And we have all that at the physician, just evaluating and see how they perform in the St. Lucia context, in the Caribbean context. This is also happening at the same time in St. Vincent and in Belize. And it seemed to be doing quite well in terms of the temperature. The only thing, the first one set we got, it came down with bacterial wilt. Last year, this year, the World Vegetable Center gave us a new batch that had the resistance to the bacterial wilt. So we're quite happy for that, to have these particular ones there.
Oh.
There's one more thing. There's also a particular tomato I want to talk about. It's called the hull tomato. Have you ever seen it?
Hull.
Hulled tomato.
Hull tomatoes? No, I've not heard about
So this
that.
tomato fruit comes encapsulated in a hull. It's like how would I describe it? So it comes like have a shirt on or something.
Okay.
So it's meant to protect it from
protective
some insects and stuff like that. There's like this attire around it, and I'm expecting it from Mexico anytime now through the World Vegetable Center. They'll be sending some seeds for us so we can try. But the interesting thing about that apart from it being hulled or covered, is that it has a taste as though somebody put salt on it.
Wow.
Naturally.
Wow.
So I went to Mexico this year. I tasted it and I loved it. So we're expecting the seeds. Of course, as we grow them, the purpose is multi-purpose. We want to grow them, we want to evaluate them, but what we also want to do is they perform very well. We want to be able to do what is like to create a seed bank. So we harvest, we dry the seeds, and then plant them and dry the seed until we have enough capacity to give to farmers.
Okay.
So that's the whole agenda and the aspiration we're trying to do with the vegetables. Yes.
Okay. You mentioned value added, value chain. What crops are you all working on?
We're looking at all crops, but discussions seem to be aligned or inclined more to those crops that seem to be wasting a lot.
Okay.
Every year you have a lot of like mangoes wasting, a lot of hog plum wasting, and a lot of things are just wasting. And we are looking at how can we make use of these things instead of they just falling by the roadside and wasting. But we're also open to other things, including even the in Barbados. The CARDI office in Barbados is looking at even the sargassum seaweed. What can be done as a value addition with it? And many discussions have ensued, including composting and many other things. But we're also looking at other major crops like bananas and whatever can be done to make it be more in a transformed in a way that it provides an added value to the raw material. Basically, that's why we call it value addition. Basically, these types, yes.
Okay, but you're also encouraging people to go into the backyard gardening.
Yes.
We're looking at our food security.
Very important.
We need to feed ourselves.
Extremely so.
Because even if there's a disaster and we cannot bring in anything, how can we feed ourselves?
Very
so one
true.
of the things was backyard gardening. So
Yes.
where are you all with this program?
Well, every year, and including this year, will happen. We do what is called a Home Food Systems Conference, where we display, exhibit, and also demonstrate for PowerPoint presentations different types of backyard gardening instruments and technologies. More recently, we brought in something called the Grow Tower, which is almost like it's hydroponics, but it's more simple. It's almost like the shape of a Christmas tree. It's triangular in shape, but it has these capsules that you can put your plants in, and a watering system, a fertigation watering system. So anybody can just buy it, put it in their backyard or in their balcony and grow what they eat and eat what they grow. But apart from that, we are also looking at technologies where we have carpenters working with us, where you, even if you are wheelchair bound, we still think about you as a stakeholder in the process. So we're looking at what's called wheelchair farming homes food systems, where we create something like a desk where we have drawers. Some of the drawers would have oyster machines growing in one of the drawers, two other drawers. On top you can do a little gardening. On one side it has like a partition going up with shoe holders in it. And each of the shoe holders that you buy that very cheap at SNS, you buy that. We put plants in it, and we prove to people that you can do a simple device like that and grow what you eat and eat what you grow. And we continue to show different aspects of it for children, for the senile, and different types of even soil-borne or soil outdoor backyard gardening. So we just do it through different styles, different versions, different technologies, and continue to do that every year. And we'll be doing that on December 10th also. What's
happening to my good sorrel program?
Oh yes.
I mean, I look forward to this every year, man. So that variety you all had, I know you had the white and also the extra, purple one, and then of course the local.
Yeah.
Where is that?
It's still there. We still have the purple. The white we don't have anymore because it's not very popular for some reason.
Right.
But the purple is still there. Additionally, again, because of food security, we've been trying to find what they call the all-year yielding sorrel.
Right.
For almost 3 years now, we've been trying to find it. The good thing is, or the good news is, earlier this year, I met 2 farmers that said they had it. Now, prior to that, many farmers have said they have it. When we tested it, it proved not to be. But this time around, we got 2. We planted one at the CARDI field station in January and planted one off station, but 2 different varieties. The one off station proved to be the all-year yielding one. The one on station proved not to be. So what we plan to do this coming year, next year actually, in the peak of the dry season, like about maybe February, March, we want to take this same variety that performed well on the farmers holding. We want to plant it at CARDI field station so we can really watch it closely and see if it really is what we were told it is. Because if it's all year yielding, it means that you can grow your sorrel all year round, not just at Christmas time. And you can grow it all year round and then you can store it, because sorrel can be dried. And in the US, in New York, when I went there, I saw lots and lots of dried sorrel. So when they have an abundance, they just dry it, solar dried sometimes, and it lasts for years. So we did that work also, and we are trying to also get. There's a red one also, very red. There's a purple, there's a red, there's a white. We also want to increase the germplasm bank or the different genetic varieties of sorrel. So we're looking at all of that to make that happen. We recognize sorrel as a very cultural crop for us, especially around Christmas time.
Definitely. Yeah. Sweet potato. I remember once when Ronnie Pilgrim was in charge, they came along with a variety called Mandela.
Mandela. Yes.
So where we all the various varieties?
Well, right now, in 2022, most of these varieties were gone. We only have about 2 or 3, but then we've been building it back. Right now, we have about 11 varieties right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we have about 11 varieties right now, and we are still increasing the different varieties as we collect. I go around the island asking questions, trying out stuff, and then bringing out the field station to plant. The interesting thing is Ika and also Wusk have expressed interest and have projectized it, and now we're working with them to not only increase the genetic varieties of sweet potato, but also some cleaning.
Okay.
Because the sweet potato weave will give us a lot of licks.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
So we're looking at the possibility of exploring what is called more natural or biopesticides.
Okay.
Where you use natural predators of the particular pathogen or pest to destroy it rather than the harsh chemicals.
Right.
Because the whole world now seems to be moving in the direction of more natural control of pests. I guess because of the high degree of cancers that are affiliated with some of these chemicals.
Correct.
So we are looking using biopesticides, different types of beneficial fungus that attack certain insects and attack certain bacteria, and also beneficial bacteria that also attack certain insects and certain pests. So we are due to continue that experimentation, and this has even moved into the banana sector, because when we saw this year how the farmers on the whole issue of oils We will also, I spoke with the Banana Improvement Project head, Mr. Junkie, and I explained to him that, CARDI is interested in looking at natural controls to control the leaf spot in bananas. So we are embarking on trying to get some of those biopesticides, those natural pesticides, to see if we can control the leaf spot in bananas. Even our plums, you notice that you don't see much plums in St. Lucia anymore because of fruit flies. So we are also hopefully ending of this year into next year, we're looking to apply some natural pesticides, particularly in sorrel, because that's where you have most of the plums.
Correct.
So we'll try it out there. If these natural pesticides work, then we can do it on a larger scale, but we're going to do some experiments with that. We're already trying to source them already.
Very good.
I heard Renwick had a few, so we're going to work with that and move forward and try to control the fruit fly on the plums.
Okay. I was about to close. Will you tell us about your great open day? We always look forward to CARDI's open day. Tell us when.
Yes. So it'll be December 10th at the CARDI Field Station in Laris's Dennery. Bring your family if you have to. We start at 10 a.m. for the opening ceremony, and then we close the exhibition at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But there'll be lots to see. All the varieties of yams we spoke about will be on display to see. Some will be in steel tissue culture versions or minimal size, and others will be the normal size. We hopefully will get the mixed breed, bread nut breadfruit there also, and many other interesting things to see. But before I go, I want to say to you all that bearing in mind the importance of food security, always feel ready, always do your research and do your learning to see how you can grow what you eat and eat what you grow. Because if anything happens in the economies of the world, it could affect it. But if you have your own backyard gardening, you have a chance at least.
In other words, eat fresh.
St. Lucia's
best.
That's right.
So I'm hoping you mentioned all of this, the yams and this. I mean, they're in planting material stage, but I'm hoping you'll make a one pot for us, man.
Of course. And I should mention also, there's